Goblin King. You might know from reading the note card. You might know from rumors and stories that we have done. Or, wow, that's kind of weird. I guess that's my aura right now. Greetings again, my friends. This is the Goblin King. Tonight's story is The Dark Crystal. Good day, Duchess. Without any further ado, we take you to the story. Velandar walks into the house Knox. It's his beloved house under the land of Rue. He looks for the Duchess and finds her sitting in the throne room. He walks in and nods to her as she greets him and offers him a chair. Seconds later, he simply summons one of his own and sits, looking at her seriously. It's gooders to see you, dear Duchess. How has you been? These days, since I've been hiding out in the depths of the old city. All is well, I hope. Nancy says, Nancy as in the Duchess. Well enough, though I am rather grieved by the loss of Meow to our kingdom. It came as a surprise, albeit an unwelcome one. But as far as our little city itself, all is well. The Goblin King grins for a moment and says, You have not heard? You've not heard that I'm responsible for his demise? Or are you simply playing coy with me? Nancy says, What? She sits up straighter in her throne. What in the name of the king did you do that for? I had great respect for Meow, and he was an asset to our kingdom. The Goblin King simply grins wider. He served his purpose, and now he's gone. What do we need his skills any longer? No, his power was better off used in my hands. And well, to be honest, it's one less Fae. Better for us, isn't it? The Goblin King places a hand out, making an explosive rune appear in his hand's palm. It then erupts simply, with no effect to show her. See? The Goblin King then grins larger. Nancy looks a bit surprised. Is that all people are to you? Simple purposes to be tossed aside when you're done with him? I suppose you think that because you have the power, you can do such things? She watches the rune explode and jumps slightly, then glares at him. Give me one good reason why I shouldn't throw you out right now. The Goblin King hums. I has none, but let me set your mind at ease. I trust you, and I would never do such a thing, to someone like us. And I had little respect for that little Puck, and he knew he would play with death the moment he enters the deal with me. Nancy says, Oh, that's it then? You would never cast aside one of your own, but you would do such to another citizen of the kingdom? An asset and someone I happen to admire and respect, she snorts. Did he enter your deal with you, or did you enter a deal with him? He simply was required, and now I have what I need. Tell me, little Duchess, have you traveled much outside since the sun has shone in our land? Or have you been keeping hidden like most? He continues to grin, waiting for her to answer. Nancy says, "Required indeed," she says, snorting. I don't know how. I can't do a snort, so I'm not going to try unless you want. I'm not going to do that shit. Anyways, I do not wish to hear that you have taken what you required from another sane citizen of the kingdom again. Take it from someone outside of our borders. And then there are plenty of kingdoms. As for travel, I've managed some here and there. I think I've come up with a suitable traveling outfit. I gotta hand it to her right now. Just at this point. If I can take a minute and say, there are few, well, maybe not few, but there are people who would back down to Vel right now. But Nancy, she showed a side of me that I didn't expect. I totally expected her to, and that's my honest to God truth. Not to say that she's a pushover, but to say that she is the predecessor to my house, taking over under, where Echo handed it to her to look over it since I wasn't around. But anyways, the Goblin King sucks in a moment, not needing the air, but more for dramatic effect. Listen to me and listen well, Nancy. The sooner you realize that I am not to be threatened, the sooner we can be over this. Now, have your words and suck on them well, because I will not accept another moment of your downcast eyes on me. Shall we talk of my plans, or shall I go to someone else? I shall not waste another moment if you continue. Valandar flexes an outstretched claw. He then drags another claw from his other hand across it, peeling the dry skin on the back. The crackling sound as the husk falls to the floor before her. Then maggots writhe from within his husk, pouring out into a pool near the skin, and begin to wriggle and squirm, eating on the carpet. This would cause a normal mortal to lose his or her lunch with ease. Nancy laughs. I am not threatening you. I am telling you, you are my superior in skill in the Mage Guild, and you have my respect for that. This house, however, is my domain, entrusted to me by Lord Echo. So I am not threatening. I am telling you as the leader of this house. I do not wish to see or hear your experiments, cast-asides, or whatever you do with any citizen of this kingdom ever again. I am also a servant of the king, and as servant to the king, I obey his laws, and I look out for other citizens here. Talk of your plans if you wish, but I will not say. But if what I say displeases you, you can leave now. I shall not take it back. Defiant, are we? That was pretty good. The Goblin King nods. Fine then. I accept as long as I know where you stand. Nancy says, I assume defiantly. That is where I stand, Valandar. Do as you wish, but do it outside of the kingdom's border if it involves another citizen of this kingdom. And do not involve a Ruvian citizen ever again. At this point, Vel, and I didn't think to type it out, but he's not fuming, but he can't believe that she's actually standing up against him. Vel is a coward, there is no doubt, but his words are what power him. And yes, he has power, but he doesn't like to usually use it unless he absolutely has to. In this situation, and all the current situations prior and dealing with the crystal and stuff, he is very stretched. He's frustrated. He keeps trying everything he can without having to try and manipulate somebody else into using the power. He's admitted he has to, but he's trying as much as he can. The only thing that's going for him right now, where Echo could not, is that he is undead, and Echo was not undead that I knew of. I don't believe he was still in any way. I think he was immortal. A Fae, where the negative energy would rip your ass apart. I digress. We're going to continue. The Goblin King. Now we have that out of the way. As you know, in the depths of the Undercity, the one that you lord over, I spend much time down there. He stops and begins to laugh hysterically at her words. The Goblin King laughs maliciously. Nancy says, "Well, yes, and your point? Don't ever tell me that you wanted, or don't tell me that you want it. You should have asked Lord Echo when he was still about, and if so, go on." Oh, dear Nancy, we may be in an impasse, for it is well known that I eat many Ruvians, and I betray them with a moment of whim. There is none safe from my aura, save for those who are more important than. He looks down. Then. The Goblin King stops. He gains control over himself, his aura beginning to pulse. His moment of loss as he stands there. He flicks his hand, moving slowly, unsummoning his throne. He turns his back on her, standing there, looking into the hall. "No, I don't think this will do. I was a fool to think that you'd be like me. I was a fool." He begins to laugh maliciously. Showing his madness. "No, not at all." He stands there silent now, his eyes cast into the hallway, looking at who may be near, undead and the like. Nancy says, "Well, of course not. I'm not a lich, and unlike you, I'm a servant of the king, and someone who does not trample on those who come in his path. For all your power, you cannot control your aura," she snorts. The Goblin King looks over his shoulder. His eyes begin to glow. "Good day, Duchess, and may you burn in the light that I will save you in this realm from." He then walks through the door with ease. He says, "I should just let everyone suffer." Nancy says in defiant tone, "I'm rather sure. And may you face justice for what you did to poor Meow. If I am to burn, then I hope you suffer the same way he did. First." The Goblin King rubs his temple a moment, shifting his mask. "None shall suffer like Meow. His was too quick. Good day, Duchess." He walks out knowing his new foe had no idea what he would do to her when he was High King of Toru. Thank you very much for joining us tonight. And I want to extend a hand to Nancy. I've always liked her. She's good. And she took over for House Knox for me while I was unavailable. And Echo picked somebody that I feel was perfect for the job. She handles it well, and on top of that, she's also a mage, which is cool. And she actively finds other undead and necromancers and things like that for our guild and for our house. And if there's one thing that I can say beyond that about Nancy is she's a very understanding, a very reasonable person. And a right good role player, quite honestly. So there's your props, Nancy. I know you didn't ask for him, but you got him anyway. Also, want to mention another thing. If you have an RP that you would like to have recorded, I know I've said it in other videos, go ahead and give me a holler. I'll set you up on Skype. We'll get you recorded. If it's one done with me, that's cool too. But get to me quick because we'll do it while the iron is hot with your RP, so that way you're still thinking of it. So that way that excitement is still there, and it doesn't take long to do. These are about 15, 20 minutes, and I spend about an hour afterwards on them. So yeah, remember, role playing is awesome. I love this stuff. It's something I've done for years and enjoyed. So I guess don't forget to like, favorite, and subscribe on YouTube, and leave a comment if you get a chance. I appreciate it. I know that. Well, I know that everybody in the GA appreciates other people's RP, and I guess that's probably it. I'll stop my rambling. Take care, everybody. Bye bye. Bye bye now. Take care. Have fun.